do the audio on my PlayStation camera for this video. I hope it sounds okay. I really hope it does sound okay. Let me double check to make sure it's still working here. No, it looks like it's on, so that's a good thing. So I wanted to kind of go over something. A lot of people say, when people talk negatively about Street Fighter V, or just really, I guess you could say anything in general, people's usual first reaction and defense is, you know, it's okay if you don't like something, but let us play our game. Let us do our thing. And in most cases, I agree with that. I do. And let me give you an example. Is, you know, people, Smash Brothers Melee, people playing Smash Brothers Project M and Smash 4, right? Melee has a strong enough scene. I always wondered why Melee fans kind of give Smash 4 players junk and PM, oh, you guys are dumb, like, why you should play this game, and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of dumb because Melee has a very strong scene, has a lot going for it. Currently, it's been played for years, so I've never really understood that perspective. Like, guys, you guys have your own scene, you guys have your own good vibes and people, just do your thing. I mean, in general, that's kind of how things are in life, you know. Somebody likes baseball, another person likes soccer, and what the hell you like them that for? Like, who cares? There's still enough of a thing where it doesn't bother anybody, and you're just being negative, and you're just giving off negative energy for no reason. Now, I'm generally known for, and I will admit, on event hubs and stuff, and just kind of ranting and being a jerk, and I admit it. But I do it for a reason. I really do it for a reason. When Street Fighter 4 came out as a game, now before I go on, I want to say that Street Fighter 4 is not the holy grail of fighting games. I think it was made out to be because it came out at a very weird and well-placed time in that Street Fighter 4 really began to boom and really revived fighting games. But I think what it revived was a cult following for Street Fighter, and kind of in a way knocked off other fighting games from their eligibility as a good fighting game. Not necessarily as a good fighting game, like as a good fighting game. I mean a game that kind of created a following, that kind of really had a scene. And a lot of people kind of flocked and flew to this Street Fighter 4 bit. Now, the thing with Street Fighter 4, and I think people in general, people don't like extremists, right? I'm gonna get to a point with this, but people don't like extremists. Like, you have Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on your door, and you're like, okay, you like Jesus a little too much. Or you have big sports fans like, oh, dude, I love sports. Sports are amazing. Like, I like football, man. So it's like, dude, I get it. You like sports, you go to games, you know. That's generally how it is. And we're kind of the same with video games. Like, you don't like fucking huge nerds like, man, I just sit in my basement and I'm a basement troll and I play video games all day. Like, dude, you're a little weird. Like, I like my Street Fighter, but like, you know, like, chill. You know? I think in life in general, it's important to have a balance. Like, you don't want to work too hard. You want to have friends and still have time to go out and live your life and do things. But you don't want to always work and have fun all the time. You're just like, well, I gotta work. I gotta make my money, you know? So it's like, people in general, if you think about it in life, we kind of go against extremes. We don't really like extreme things. Like, we don't like it to be too hot. We don't like it to be too cold. We don't want to be freezing 0-degree temperatures, but we don't want to boiling hot where we're sweating bullets. In life in general, a rule of thumb is balance. You know, a balance. We look for it in fighting games. We look for it in anything that we do. So what I mean is, let's get back to Street Fighter a bit, is when Street Fighter V came out, my problem with it, and I think if you think about this, it is a big problem, is it's too extreme on casual and introducing new players. Now, that's not a bad thing. Let me reiterate that. You know, getting new players and people interested in something is really not a bad thing. I'm trying to talk and just get on your combos. It's harder than you think. You know, it's not really a bad thing to do that. But definitely not. We want to bring new players in. We want to make things a little easier for people. We want to do stuff and make people that are new to the game feel like they can compete. Oh, this is so difficult to do things. You know, to feel like they have a chance, to feel like they can compete. You know, and we did that with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. We made the dial a combo A, B, C, launch, 1, 2, 3, 4 down on the ground. We did that kind of process in Street Fighter 4. We introduced the jab system into Street Fighter and just kind of made it pretty simple. You know? So we gave a system that was pretty easy, so something like that, you know, whatever. So we gave a way for players to make it easier for them to do things, and that was totally fine. But Street Fighter 4 also had a technical, had a guessing game, had something else to it, had some depth to it. Now, this is present in a lot of games. This is present in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, for Marvel 3, it's pretty easy to do some basic damage as a low-level player and feel like you're part of the game and feel like, hey, I can learn, I can play this. You know, I can keep up with these guys. And that's what the whole goal and design was with that game. Oh, I forgot I can do that link. So that was kind of the whole design, and it was very successfully executed. A lot of casual people play it, a lot of hardcore people played it, and it was fun. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is very fun. It was excellent. Now, the thing about Street Fighter 5 is that everything is very easy. Everything is very easy, and there's really no difficult or crazy technical character in that game that really appeals to hardcore players. So there has to be an appeal to a hardcore player and a casual player, right? Because we want to keep the hardcore players around because they like competitive fighting games, they enjoy them, they like digging in them, they like exploring and seeing what a character is capable. They like looking around and exploring and getting past the basics, getting past the simple combos like this, you know, getting past that stuff, learning why to doing something, learning when to do something, not spacing and hitting a button and be like, well, okay, that's not depth, that's not layers, there's no layers to that for competitive players. That's all stuff that casuals kind of learn within a very short amount of time, maybe a month or so. I mean, you know, given out a bad character, I mean a harder character, 2 months. You know, where you have to put in a little more legwork into something. There's always going to be little dinky matchup things and like, oh, well, this move works then, and that move doesn't work then. But that's not really tech. That's not really anything concrete enough. Like, there's some interesting, cool things you can do with Akuma in this game. Like, oh, now I can do that. Like, just little tricks and things that are cool, that allow for setups that, okay, then last time you did that, okay, now I can go for the throw. Like, that's kind of cool. The fact that I can instantly, from the ground, land faster and then go into a raging unit. That's like a setup. That's some tech. And then from here, I can do this, and like, blah, 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 blah. There's no real setups like that in Street Fighter 5. There's a few, you know, there's a couple, I guess, but the game isn't really revolved around that. The game is revolved around, here's my dashes, here's my buttons, here's my thing, and block my meaties every single time. I'm just going to do meaties. There's no reason not to do meaties on Wake Up. I have no command throw. There's no variety. There's no flavor to that game. It's simple. Again, that's okay. The problem lies in is that it's an extreme. The game is an extreme casual. There's no hardcore appeal to Street Fighter 5. There's nothing where I'm like, wow, this is crazy, this is really interesting, this is awesome. So take, for example, let's say Glacius, random fighting game, in Killer Instinct. Completely unique to the rest of the cats. He can zone from full screen and land combos. He has an unblockable move, right? That shoots up from the ground, and he can begin combos, and he can do things. Saberwolf in Killer Instinct can dash on the other side, do a low, and begin a combo. He has an overhead. He has a low. He has a juggle combo. He has different things that make him him, that make him a character. In Street Fighter 5, there's nothing unique about playing Ryu versus playing Nash. Like, his normals are better. How is that special? How is that a different thing? Cammy in Street Fighter 4 can do instant air EX dive kicks on the ground and create different sets of counter hit setups unique to her character. She can reversal. She has pretty good buttons. She has things that she wants to do. Akuma has this way to alter his jump and create different kinds of pressure and create different sorts of scenarios for you to learn how to block. He has a throw that you cannot tech. You have to be crouch blocking it or evade it or reversal that. That's unique. That's special. That's depth. That's something unique to a character. When a person talking about Street Fighter V says the game has no diversity, they don't mean in the special moves. They don't mean in their appearance. They mean in the way that the character plays in something that screams out to them like, wow, this is really cool for this character. That's cool that he can do this or she can do that. That's special. No other character has this special trait. So when people hate on Street Fighter V as a community, they hate on it not because they don't like Street Fighter and they don't love the game. People love the game. I love Street Fighter. But I don't like the direction of the game that I love. And I'm passionate about something. And people that hate Street Fighter, I'm telling you, they are the most passionate people in the fighting game community because they see what's wrong with something. They see a negative, and they see, and they have a line. They draw a line in their head that says, all right, this is kind of enough. Like, this is bad. And I think it takes a good amount of heart and guts to say that something you love is bad. Think about it. Think of if you had the best girlfriend in the world, or you had the best boyfriend, whatever it is, and they were great. You know, you were played with them for years, that, you know, you guys went on the best dates, and you went to Vegas with each other, you did all this sorts of stuff, you went to Evos, and you had the best time of your life with this person. And then you realize they kind of go off, and they're really not the best person in the world for you anymore. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of strength as a person to say, this isn't working for me anymore, this isn't right for me. Or you're at college and you choose your major, right? And you're like, oh my god, I love science, I love this, I love all this stuff. And then you realize that it's not what you like, and it's not what you love anymore, and you're like, I need to switch my major. That takes a bit of guts, it takes a bit of heart to do that. It takes a lot of soul to say to something, I don't like this. I don't. And it takes a lot of realization sometimes to say that. To say, I don't like this. I don't like it. And to be able to speak your mind and defend and talk about it and understand something is like kind of like an art in itself. Because a lot of people don't understand sometimes why they like or don't like something. They just kind of like it. They're like, well, everyone else is playing this game. It's the new game. I like it. Do you really like it? Do you have fun when you lose? Do you have fun when you win? Do you not care? Do you get upset when you lose? Sometimes people get really mad when they lose in fighting games. Guess what? Then you don't like the game. You like winning. You don't like the game. And a lot of people now are getting more and more angry over Street Fighter V than any other fighting game. People are naturally getting very mad at losing at Street Fighter V. But guess what, guys? You probably don't like the game, but you just don't know it. You just don't know because you love Street Fighter. You hold Street Fighter dear to your heart. Like, no, this is the best game. I love Street Fighter. I love Cammy. I love Ryu. I love Mika and all this stuff, and you love the game. But do you really love it? Like, do you really love the game? Or do you love Street Fighter? And when people talk negatively about Street Fighter V, they're sick and tired of being crapped on by Capcom. There's nothing wrong with that. People are sick of it. We're sick of it. I'm tired of getting costumes all the time when I want my game fixed. I'm tired of them taking the servers down for 10 hours while I go on Call of Duty and my update's done the day that they promised, within 2 hours of the day beginning at like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can log on, play my new DLC maps, do whatever I gotta do. For King of Fighters, a week after that game came out, there was a new patch ready to go, fixed the netcode. They responded quickly. I'm sick of Capcom telling us, oh yeah, well, we're gonna fix it. Yeah, it's gonna be done soon. We don't know if we wanted to have the lag in the game. Oh, yeah, we did. No, we didn't. There's nothing that we know for sure from Capcom. And as a fan of Street Fighter and as a fan of fighting games, that's extremely frustrating. And I'm tired of it. I want to play a game where I feel my characters are different. I want to play a game that is fun. But the ultimate problem that people have is that everyone plays Street Fighter. You can say, oh, there's plenty of people playing King of Fighters, there's plenty of people playing Killer Instinct, there's plenty of people playing Mortal Kombat, but there isn't. There isn't. And we know it's true. We know everyone plays Street Fighter, and every other game falls off very quickly. Every time. King of Fighters comes out, it's cool for like a year, maybe, and then it dies. Same thing with friggin' Injustice. That game comes out, alright, it's cool for like 5 months, and then people don't really play it anymore. And look at Mortal Kombat. That game's pretty new. Killer Instinct. That game's pretty new. Definitive Edition just came out. Just came out with all the DLC, Killer Instinct 1 and 2. But people are still playing Street Fighter. And that's why people get mad, is because they look at all these other games and they go, wait guys, we could be playing this game or this game or this game together and all have fun again and all enjoy everything and our community will be happy. But no, we're all playing Street Fighter. And the people that realize this, that say to themselves, wow, everyone plays Street Fighter. Like, think about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That was a good game. Alright, its launch was pretty shitty. I kind of get that. I understand. It was, no doubt. Street Fighter V's launch was shitty, but we stuck it out for that. Why is it that we dropped Street Fighter Cross Tekken, even though it's an amazing, amazing game? But we stuck out for Street Fighter V. Because that's how people play now. People just play Street Fighter and they're like, it's the greatest game. And hold this game like it's the holy grail of games. And it's not. Is it good? Street Fighter is good. There's no doubt. Like, it's a good game. You know, in general, as a series and just as, you know, Impossible Combat. You know, it's a very good game. But people have to realize that when people are mad about Street Fighter V, like, think about all these DLC characters. Are they really good? Are they really good enough for you to be like, wow, I'm glad I kept playing this game? Think about it. Like, Juri, she sucks. Her music, her theme is terrible. You know, Alex is like okay, I guess. You know, Balrog's alright. I mean, they're all okay. You know, it's like when we were playing Super Street Fighter 4. No one played the 10 new characters because they were bad. No one played Dudley early on. No one played Cody. No one played Akan. No one played Juri because they were lacking. They were lacking. Everyone was still playing the original 10 characters or whatever from Street Fighter 4, and we just added new characters, but they fixed it later on. But we still loved the Street Fighter 4 characters. We were all cool with them and whatever. But do you really love playing 8 characters in Street Fighter 5? Because that's what it is. We're playing Karen, Ken, Ryu, Cammy, Nakali, Mika, I can't think of the other good 2 characters right now. Chun-Li, Nash. Those are the 8 characters. And if you're not playing those characters, you're not gonna win a lot. Like, you're really not. And then with a game that's so easy for execution, there's no point in not playing a top tier. That's why the game's stupid. Because you're basically, there's nothing like technical, there's nothing really crazy you could show players by playing a low tier anymore. Because we all know the knowledge. We all know everything. We all know the mix-ups. We all know what Fang can do. None of us is surprised by anything Geef can do anymore. We know what he can do. We understand them. We understand the low-tier characters. Whereas other games, when you play low-tier characters, you may not know a lot of things about them because we dismiss them very early. So there's no real benefit in Street Fighter V to play anyone other than top 8. If you're not playing the top 8 characters, you're not going to win consistently. Maybe you'll win a tournament or a local with Guile, and you'll feel pretty good, whatever, what have you. But the thing is that Street Fighter V isn't as balanced as people think. It's really not. Like, it really isn't. Unless you have a DP or a 3-frame jab, you're not winning crap. Like, you're really not winning crap. That's why Mika's not bottom tier, because she has a 3-frame crouching jab and standing jab. Otherwise, she'd be low tier. You know, it's just all these characters. It's just, the game is just, it's bad. And the people that are saying it's bad, they're not mad at people. They're not like, wow, you guys are shitheads and fuck you. They're mad because you guys are stupid enough to keep playing this shit. Well, us, we're intelligent and we're like, dude, this game is kind of bad. Like, we're sitting here spitting the truth. And you're like, no, man, denial, it's amazing. But tell me, though, really tell me, what is it about Street Fighter V that makes it good? And think about that. What makes it better than Killer Instinct? What makes it better than Mortal Kombat XL? What makes it better than Guilty Gear? And what makes it better than Blaze Blue? From a competitive, in-depth standpoint, what features do we have? What single-player modes do we have access to? How good is the online? The online is terrible. I would argue that Street Fighter 4's online is the same, if not maybe better than 5. Because at least in 4, there were times when you had really good connections. Like, they were solid. And then there was times, alright, you don't have the best. But Street Fighter 4 at least had moments where you were like, wow, this is a good connection. Like, you felt that sometimes. You felt like, alright, this connection's pretty good. Like, I can play for a while on this connection. You know? Like, you felt like sometimes you got some pretty good stuff from playing online. And think about the online modes. Tournament mode, ranked, you could look for players. You could sort by region. You could save your settings in training mode and searching for online lobbies. And you could change characters easily. You didn't have to go to pick the thing, select character. And in ranked, you could select your fucking character. If you wanted to dick around with Ryu for a minute, all you had to do was just go and pick Ryu. If you wanted to play Dudley or Honda or Ken, you could just go pick them. It was easier. It was more accessible. The menus looked better. God, the colors and the menus in Street Fighter 4 across the whole game cycle were amazing. The theme song in the original Street Fighter 4 was so cool. The menus in Ultra Street Fighter 4 are colorful and like fun and vibrant. The intro movie to Street Fighter 5 you see one time and then you never see it ever again. Every time I boot up Street Fighter 4, I hear it and I see it. You know, I see it every time. There was an arcade release for Street Fighter 4. We got an arcade. There was no arcade release for Street Fighter 5. There's like so many different things that just say, Street Fighter 5, you're bad. Like, there's so many things and so much evidence that point that Street Fighter 5 is a bad game. Like, there is concrete evidence. And people are just like, no man, you're crazy. It's good. But I haven't really heard an argument to say why it's good, other than it's cool, there's footsies and it's like the old ones. But it's not, because in Street Fighter 2 I didn't dash in and mash buttons. You couldn't do that. You'd get blown up, you would get hit out. You wouldn't do that. And you can't jump in the old Street Fighters. You get screwed. You get anti-aired. You eat so much damage. In this game, in Street Fighter 5, you jump in and it's good. So how is that like the original Street Fighters? How is that similar? Oh, if you do a DP, you get punished. Okay, alright, I'll give you that. I'll give people that one. But when people hate on Street Fighter V, they're hating on it because they're passionate. And they understand that games are they're getting worse. They're really getting worse. And people are kind of putting their foot down. Like, you know, think about it. Like, every single thing about 5 is booty. There's no combo system because people don't want to work hard anymore. We don't want to make you work hard and sit down and learn a combo and really grind and understand your options and really know from specific ranges what you can do. You know, we don't want to have you learn that anymore, you know? We just want to make it so simple. You do crouching medium kick, mash super with fireball, and you get the damage. There's nothing execution heavy about 5. The only thing that's technical is you have to remember when Ibuki has a kunai or Zuri has her stores. That's all you have to do is just use your memory. There's no technical aspect of that. It's not hard to do Zuri's combos. They're all easy. You know, they're all pretty simple. But like Street Fighter 4 just had so many things that were good for it. And like, think about like the mix-up game in 5. What's really difficult about blocking or doing anything in 5? Every character's a command throw, so you won't prefer the command throw, but it's not 5 frames. I mean, it's not a frame. You don't have to really be scared from this range, like, oh, I gotta jump right now against Zangief. Like, oh my god. Because he doesn't do any damage, it doesn't do anything. He doesn't really get a good setup after it, so what do you care? It's like, well, I'll just get hit by this, I don't care, because Zangief sucks, I don't have to worry about that. The Russian grappler, the dude who's the grappler, in all the Street Fighter, the slow-moving dude, was finally made good in Street Fighter 4, and was a good, decent character, and then they made him ass. And this is another thing, my final point I want to say, is that every single character from Street Fighter 4 or 3, whatever game they came from, to Street Fighter 5 was nerfed. Ibuki was incredibly nerfed. Can't retreat kunai, no Rekka kicks, no neck breaker. Raid is still pretty good. But other than that, like, you don't have Rekka kicks to Raid it anymore. They removed that whole thing. Ryu has less options, even though he's still really good. Because he can't do like FADC Ultra anymore, or do Fireball into Super in the corner, and EX Fireball or something into a Super or Ultra in the corner anymore. He can't do that. They limit each character. Like Ken, he doesn't have card throw anymore. Like he doesn't have that. Zuri doesn't have defense really anymore, or EX Pinwheel on the ground, or that Fireball games used to have. A lot of people that have their mains, or Zangief mains, they're really frustrated and upset too. There's a lot of characters that are just, they're worse. They just feel, meh. They feel lackluster. You know, and how, is that fun? Like, do you like that? Do you like having things taken away from you? I don't think so. In your life, do you like being told that you can only play 3 feet in the sandcastle and you can't go, you know, or swim 3 feet out, you can't go 7 feet? Nah, I'm pretty sure you like to have that option to do things. Or let's say you can only go, you know, I don't know. I can't think of it. Oh yeah, you can only get water now at the movie theaters. You can't get soda. They took that away from you. No, dude, you like options. You like the ability to do things. You like control and different creativity and things like that. And you can keep the basic things. Those things can stay. They don't have to go away. But let me have my fun too. Don't take that fun away from me. All of the characters from 5, I've pretty much been nerfed from their previous iterations. I'd say Alex is pretty similar, but that's just my point. When you see someone talking shit about 5, it's not because they don't like Street Fighter. It's because they love Street Fighter, and they're sad to see what has changed to it, because they see the truth. They understand, and they're comfortable with saying something is bad. Just because someone talks negatively about something doesn't mean that they're a negative person. It means they're a passionate person, and they see something that other people are blinded or may not see. You know, so think about that. You know, think about all these games and all these things in Street Fighter and how it's become this cult game now. Oh, by the way, here's a little fun thing. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, I think it's near. I forgot what it is. There it is. If you do, a lot of people sometimes forget this. If it's near full screen, you can combo into the heavy maybe it's not this character. Oh no, I forgot what character. I don't know. I have to look and remember. But anyway, that's my whole point, guys. Is yeah, you can combo into there. See? But that's what I wanted to say. Is Street Fighter 5 is bad. It is. And I hope that this community stops the bending over for Capcom, because that's what people do. They just eat up Capcom. So, cheers.